Hey guys, it's Tom. This is Tom's Toys 95. I'm a part-time eBay reseller and a video game collector, and today we're doing something a bit different. I'm heading down to London for the London gaming market. There's going to be lots of video games, retro and new, so I'm going to head down, see what they've got. I'm just with my girlfriend EJ.
Hi.
So we're just heading down to London now from Birmingham, so it's probably going to take about an hour and a half, and then we need to get the tube, so it's just after 8 o'clock. We're leaving a little bit later than planned, but hopefully we'll still get there in time for 11 when it opens. We do have the early bird entry, so we've got an hour before everyone else to get in there and have a look around, but worst case scenario, we should be in by midday. So yeah, we're going to go in and see what they got, and we'll get some footage. So we're going to head off now, and we'll see you when we get there. We've just got to London. It's 10 AM. We're about to grab the tube. It's a 37-minute journey on the tube, plus the walking time. It's only around the corner, so hopefully we will make it there for 11 o'clock. Weather is very miserable and it's very rainy, as you can see. And we have finally arrived at the London gaming market. As you can see, it was very busy. Nice big venue though, lots of stalls. Up first we've got some retro games consoles, and then there's lots of cool pin badges here. We are pin collectors, so we do like to get the odd pin for our bags and hats. So with the footage, I'm just going to go through a little bit of what we saw. So here we've got a lot of Xbox and Xbox 360. I don't know the specific vendors. I didn't really talk to them very much or pick up on their names, so I don't know what store we're at any given time. But we've just compiled all the footage we picked up and put it into the video for you. I did really like the look of this Doom 3 Steelbook on the original Xbox. I haven't seen that one before, and it was in really good condition, especially for the age. So spoiler alert, I did pick that one up, but I will go through all of the pickups at the end after the footage. So up next we have a massive selection of Xbox, PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 games here. Now I am a big PS3 collector, so I was looking for those heavy hitters and rare titles. Now I did find some today, but not at this stall. Whilst they had lots and lots of PS3 games, most of them were common titles. The next vendor had this really nice copy of Pokemon Moon on the 3DS and this Final Fantasy game. Prices were a little bit out of my range or what I was prepared to pay, but they looked really nice nonetheless. And up next we got a nice box of N64 games, all boxed, all in good condition for the most part. I really like this South Park one, but it was £60. I wasn't too sure on the price of that game, whether that's a good price or not, but judging by the Ocarina of Time, that was going for £90, which I don't think is worth that much, so I did put those back. Now up next we've got a really nice box of PlayStation Vita games. Now unfortunately they were all limited run games, which I'm sure for many people there would have been a great thing, but I do have all of the limited run games. I did find this variant of FIFA 13 though, which was pretty cool for only £3, and they had a copy of Breach and Clear for £130, but unfortunately that was opened, but I do have a copy at home so I don't need it. But I'm almost certain that would have sold. That is number 1 in the limited run game set, which for those of you that don't know, or do know, that is the rarest PS Vita game for the limited run games, or at least the most valuable at the moment. These were cool. These are Japanese Nintendo GameCube games. Now they're much smaller than the UK games and a lot cheaper. Whilst they are in Japanese, the cover arts are really cool, especially this Kirby one. So many cool plushies and other gaming collectibles everywhere. Now go check out Ed Hunts and subscribe to him if you haven't already, but he was here. Sadly I didn't get a chance to speak to him, but I did see him. These were really cool. These are a massive pile of Japanese PlayStation Vita games and the prices were so cheap. My trouble is I don't have a vast knowledge of Japanese Vita games. I don't know what's exclusive, what's in English if any, and because I just couldn't read them, there's no point in me buying them because I won't have a chance to play them, but they were very cool nonetheless. I enjoyed this stall. There were lots of heavy hitters on this rack behind, including that Zelda on the CDI, which I do already own, but cool to see it in the wild. That was £150, which is not a bad price. As you can see, there's lots of retro goodness here. There's lots of GameCube. I think I saw some Sega Saturn there, and there's some Mega Drive stuff here. Now I have owned this at one point in my life, but I do kind of regret selling it, and that is this Chainsaw Resident Evil controller. I think I paid 60 and sold it for 120. Some of my favourite movies growing up were the Land Before Time films, so it's good to see a game for this on the PlayStation 1. I do already have this in my collection, but I'm pretty sure I paid about £10 or £12 for it at the last gaming convention, and this was only £5, but I didn't need 2 copies. Another example of one of those racks with lots of heavy hitters on, some really cool games on here. I did see some Switch games there, which surprisingly I didn't see many throughout the convention, or not as many as I thought I would. There was a few cool PS4 games there, but nothing really that I needed, and a few more PS3 games. There was a few in here that I pulled out which I needed, which is good for the collection, so you'll see those in the pickups at the end. That Majin and the Magic Kingdom game that I'm just pulling out now, that's another heavy hitter on the PlayStation 3. That's a game that's maintained its price for many years now. I also thought this PS1 game was a bit unusual, a Pamela Anderson game. Some more really awesome pins. There were some really cool ones in here, especially some Zelda and Kirby ones, which we were on the lookout for. Now I'd already pulled out the ones I needed, but there was a couple of PS Vita games I needed in here for the collection, so I definitely pulled those out and grabbed those, which I'll show you at the end of the video. Here's an example of just how busy the room was. It was absolutely heaving and you just couldn't move. Even more pins here, and here's EJ picking up 3, 2 are for her and mine is the alien one, as those are obviously the best Toy Story character of all time, and here's a Link Kirby, which we just had to get. I think it's safe to say that EJ was very happy with her pickups and proud of her stickers and pin badges. And of course I had to grab this Zelda one to go with my alien pin badge. We've just finished the game market. It was really good but really busy, so we're just going to head to a sports pub now and watch the football, and then we're going to head home and I'll show you what I picked up. So it's time to grab a few beers and get some food and watch Man United thrash Liverpool 4-3. Absolute scenes when Amad Diallo scored the winning goal in the 121st minute. Very happy, and what a great end to the day. So we're absolutely exhausted at this point. It's been a very long day, so we're just heading home. Up next is the pickup, so stay tuned for that and see what I picked up. Otherwise, this is the end of the footage. Thank you for watching so far. I hope you enjoyed and it was an accurate representation of the gaming market. So then it's now Monday. I didn't get a chance to record this yesterday. The gaming market was Sunday the 17th, and by the time I got home, it was a long journey back home. It was probably about 2 hours, plus we had the tube. So we stayed for the football. Man United won, up the Reds, 4-3 in extra time. Ahmad Diallo with a beautiful, beautiful goal. I was in the pub just round the corner from the convention, and it was scenes in the pub. It's only a tiny little pub, but everyone went crazy. There was a couple of Liverpool fans in there, but mainly Man United fans, so it was a really nice atmosphere. And yeah, absolutely buzzing with the win. Got home late because of that, because it went to extra time, and we had food and everything. And by the time I got home, it was like 10 o'clock, and there's no way that I was recording when I'd been driving for 4 hours in that day and everything else, and walking all around London and the convention. So anyway, it's Monday now, and I'm going to go through everything that I picked up from the convention. But before we get into that, let's do a quick review. So in terms of location, great. We got off the tube. It was just round the corner, very easy to get to. If you know your way around the London tubes, that is, you could get there really quickly and really easily. So that was a good positive. We parked on the outskirts of London in Northolt, and we got the tube in. It was about 37 minutes. And it was about a 3-minute walk, so within 40 minutes we were there, so that was fantastic. Getting into the actual hotel, so there was a separate queue for the 11 and 12 o'clock, so we didn't know that when we got there. We were a little bit late, so we joined the only queue there was, and we got in relatively quickly. And then when we got into the actual building, into the foyer, the lady was shouting that anyone with 11 a.m. tickets only, and anyone with 12 a.m. ticket, or 12 p.m. sorry, to leave and queue outside. So we got in really quick, so I can't fault the queuing system. I know we were a little bit late, so all the people that have been queuing ages, you know, would have got in before us. So maybe the queuing system might have been worse, but I found it really efficient, really helpful, and we got there and we were waiting next to no time at all. So queue wise, fantastic. We got in. Now the room was quite big, but at the same time it was packed. There was a lot of stalls. There was not much room to walk around. It was really busy, and that was even with the early bird. So once it hit 12 o'clock, it was absolute carnage. Just to try and get to a stall, you're having to wait 3-4 minutes sometimes. Occasionally you get lucky and you can walk straight up, but 9 times out of 10, every stall we went to, we're waiting, which is fine. You expect that. There's a lot of people pushing in, so you could be waiting behind someone, they could turn around and leave, and just as you're about to fill in their space, someone will just push in front of you. So in terms of etiquette, it wasn't that great from other buyers. The sellers were all nice though, so can't argue with the sellers. Wide range of variety. So in terms of the variety of video games, there were modern sellers, there was just second-hand sellers that were just selling any of their spares, and then there were actual full-on gaming businesses selling all things retro, Sega, everything. So in terms of variety of consoles and games, there was so much there. There's something for everyone, so you can't fault that. Other people's body odour was very offensive and very rude. Some people need to learn to take a shower, that's for sure, because there were some people walking around that absolutely stank. But anyway, that's not the venue's fault. But yeah, so queuing system, I'd say 9 out of 10. Variety of games, 9 out of 10. Obviously, I've mentioned in my other videos, I collect PlayStation, but I collect for PS3 and PS Vita, so I'm going for a full set. So whilst I found Vita games and I found PS3 games, there wasn't a massive variety for me personally. But if you went there for a specific console, your chances are you're going to find some stuff. I even found N-GAGE games, so you know there's a big variety. So in terms of variety, 9 out of 10. The size of the room, I'd probably give it a 7 or 8 out of 10. I think for the size of the room, there was a lot of people, so I think they could have either sold less tickets or maybe had a slightly bigger venue. So in terms of space in there, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. But overall, 8 or 9 out of 10 convention. Loved it. So now it's time for the part where some of you may have been waiting for. It's the pickups, so let's see what I got. So I'm going to do this in no particular order. I can't remember the order that I purchased them in, but I've tried to group them into what I bought from each stall. Up first then, for the PlayStation 3 collection, I don't have either of these games, so one of them completes a subset for me, which I'll do that first actually, and that is Transformers War for Cybertron. Now this is a game that has probably been about £12 to £15, and in the last 6 months it's just shot up. I've seen it for 20, 25, 30. I think CEX was selling it for 32 or 35 at one point. I'm not sure what the reason for that is. Maybe there was a Transformers film or cartoon that came out. I'm not too sure. But they had this listed at £24. And the next game I picked up was Blitz the League 2. Now I don't like NFL. I don't know how it works. I don't know what the rules are. I probably won't play this at all, but I looked it up, and on CEX this sells for £22, and on eBay it was going for around £25. Now they had this for 20, and it says complete with manual, and so does this one. I offered them 40 for the two, and they accepted, so I'm just going to put down that I paid £20 each, so I'm very happy with those. The Transformers game, I don't know if it's going to keep its value or not, but it has, as I said, it has shot up in price. So £20 seems like a fair deal to me. It was 24, so I managed to get £4 off, so I'm happy with that. So those were the first two PS3 games I picked up. Now I don't collect the American games necessarily. If I come across them, I'll keep them, or I might sell them if I get a PAL version. But these were too cheap to sort of pass up. So one of them's definitely sealed, so this one is Battlefield Bad Company 2. I really enjoyed this game. I mainly picked this up because I really like the red cases, and this had a sticker saying sealed or factory sealed, and inside here I can see it's got like a nice Y-fold seal. Now in America they don't have the strip seal that says PS3 going all around it. It is just a Y-fold seal, so that's correct. But then this one, it does look foreign in the sense of it doesn't look fully American, so there's a sticker on here that says 16, which is obviously a UK sticker, so they might have stuck over the mature sticker. But on the back it's got many different languages. I don't know how well you can see that, but it says things in different languages, and it's like a heat shrink wrap. So this is actually in a bag, so let me take it out so I'll show you what I mean. But it's just got this heat shrink wrap. It doesn't look like it's been properly sealed, but who knows. It's got this sticker on there that says PAL/NTSC compatible, region free. So either way, these were both £4. This one's definitely sealed. I'm not sure if this is a reseal or not, but these were £4, and from the same stall I did buy another game. Let me find where that is. So you saw this next game in the footage at the start. And this was Doom 3 limited edition on the original Xbox. This is a steelbook version, and it looks to be in really good condition. Now I don't know if this is the common game, because this was only £8 and it's complete, and as I said, I can't see much wrong with it. It looks in really good condition. I didn't open it because it's still in the wrapper, but it says complete on there. And the front cover and everything looked really good. So this came to £16 and I offered him 15. I thought it came to 18, my bad maths, so I offered him 15 and he took it. And then when I put them away, I was like, oh, I've only saved £1, which is fine, still £1 less. But I always like to haggle at these places just because why not? That's what they're there for. If I feel it's a fair price, then I will just pay it. Or if I'm just buying one item, I feel awkward haggling over one item. But my trick is usually buy 2 or 3 things and then just say what's your best price, and they usually always knock a bit off. So I find success in that. So the next item is, let's move on. In fact, let's stick with the PS3. So these two are for my collection. Now the condition's not great on the actual covers or the cases, but the cover art and the manuals are in there, and well, at least I hope they're in there. I haven't actually opened them, so let's see if they got the manual. If they don't have a manual, then that's a bit of a fail. No, this one does, so that's good. So this one here, really nice condition on the cover art. It's got the manual, got the disc. I just noticed the actual cover art is like got some there's like a rip here, there's a hole in it and whatnot, but the case can be swapped over, so that's why I purchased it. This was £22, and the next one This one's a little worse at the bottom there, but this is Tokyo Ghost Hunters, Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters. This is another game I needed. So this was £49. I asked how much for the two, and she said 45. I offered 40, and we agreed at £42. So I'm happy to add these to the collection for £42. Two heavy hitters. One was 22 and one was 27, so they are quite expensive games, and that's another two expensive games off my PS3 list. So up next then I've got a condition upgrade, so I will be essentially selling this one, or selling the one that I'm upgrading, but this is really nice. This is the Amazing Spider-Man, or Marvel Spider-Man, sorry, Steelbook. You've got the spider on the back, and then you've got Spider-Man on the front cover, and then you've got Spider-Man giving the peace sign in the middle. That does come with the disc as well, so what I'll probably do is sell the disc on its own on eBay for about £6 to £10. I'm not sure how much it goes for since the second one's come out. I don't know if it's gone up or down, but this will go for probably about a tenner. Then the Steelbook that I have on my shelf I will sell. So I paid, it was up for 35 and I offered 30 and he took it, so I paid £30 for this. So if I can get £10 for the disc, then I reckon I could sell my worst condition copy. There's a few scratches and dents on it. I could sell my worst condition copy probably for about £20, £25. Now this is a rare Steelbook, so this goes for about £35, £40 on eBay, so I'm happy to add that to the collection and upgrade the condition. So then the next two games I picked up was from, I think it was the same seller that I picked the PS3 games up from, but I noticed these further down the line. So I picked up the two PS3 games, which is the Tokyo game and the, was it Trails of Cold Steel or something? Yeah, Trails of Cold Steel. So those two I picked up from the same lady, but I just shuffled down the desk and found these. So these were two Vita games. I was very surprised. She only had about 10 to 12 Vita games, and two of them I need. So those of you who don't know, I'm going for a full Vita set, and there's 229 in the PAL set, and I think I had 210, so I need 19 more, and I found two more. So I'm now on 212, so we're almost there. There's still a bit of a way to go because the ones I need are very rare or hard to come by. There's no common titles left, they're all obscure ones, so it will take me potentially another year or so to actually complete that. But I am happy to tick these off the spreadsheet and add these to the collection. So this one here, this Tokyo Zandu, this one was £42, and the Senran Kagura one was £28. So I believe I got these for £62. So I'm not sure how much of a discount that is. Let me just do a quick bit of math. So 28, 42, so it came to £70. And I paid 62 in total, so I got £8 off, so I'm very happy with that. I did do my research on eBay first just to check they wasn't more expensive, and I think this one was going for around 40 to 50, and this one was going for about 30 or 25 to 30. So I'm happy with those prices. Right then, so the next two games were purchased from the same stall. So the first one was £15, and this is Super Mario Sunshine on the Nintendo GameCube. Now this game I'm sure has come down in price quite a lot. I'm almost certain I saw this in CEX a couple of years ago for £35, £40. I think since the 3D All-Stars game on the Switch came out, and it's easily accessible, the price of this has dropped. But this is nice complete condition. You've got the manual. It's not got the points card in there, which is a shame, but you have the promotional leaflet, you've got the manual, and then you've got the disc with minimal scratches or anything, so I'm happy with that. So £15, I thought that was a bargain. Now the next one completes a somewhat random subset for me. So I liked or owned Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on the Nintendo Gameboy Advance when I was younger, and I found a box copy at one of the gaming conventions in Birmingham about 2 years ago, and since then I've gone on to somewhat complete the subset of Harry Potter games on the Advance. So I picked up the Goblet of Fire. Now the guy on the stall did not have any research done beforehand. He didn't have any stickers on anything, which was slightly frustrating, because he was wasting everyone's time in a sense by, you know, saying, oh, let me look it up. So he checked eBay, checked CEX, and then he found an eBay listing of this for £26. I managed to find one for £11.99. I didn't show him, but I looked beforehand, so I wanted an idea of how much it would cost in my head before I accepted. So I looked it up, found one on eBay for £11.99, and that was all complete with the inserts and everything for £11.99. So I thought that's not bad. So he might want £8 to £10 for it. So he did want a tenner, but it's the fact that he came back to me and said, "Oh, it's worth £26." You know, if it was worth £26, then why aren't you selling it for £26? But anyway, he wanted 10. He wouldn't budge on the price, so I paid 25 for the two. And with that, I now have 4 Harry Potter games. Now, the first one is on the Game Boy Color, not the Advance. But either way, I'm happy that I've now got a subset of Harry Potter games. I don't know if the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance has a Harry Potter one. If they do, then I'll probably pick it up as well, and then I'll have the full set of 4. But yeah, that's just quite a little random subset that I have. So I was just editing the video, and yes, there is a Game Boy Advance Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, so I will be looking out for that one. But there's also the Order of the Phoenix, which is Harry Potter 5, which I didn't realise made it to the Game Boy Advance. I thought that was out on the DS and other platforms, but not the Advance. So there's actually 5 Harry Potter games in total on the Game Boy Advance, which I didn't realise. So at the next gaming convention, I will look out for that one. But anyway, up next, so I also collect for the Vita, as I mentioned, so this copy of FIFA 13. I may already have it. There's a few variants that I've got that I've bought on eBay. In fact, let me check. That is a shame. So I do already have this, unfortunately, but this was £3 sealed. They did have an NTSC version, and it said FIFA Soccer 13, and I was so close to buying it, but he wanted £15 for it. I'm not sure why, because maybe in America it's rarer, I don't know. But he wanted £15 for that one, only £3 for this one for the same game, just a different cover. But I didn't think I had this one, but fortunately I do. So these are the ones I do have. So there's one with the Italian player on the front. Then we've got, I'm not sure if this is the Polish version. And I'm not sure what this one is, but this is the other one that I picked up at the convention. So unfortunately this is a duplicate, so I will be selling that one. But that only cost me £3 sealed, so I'm happy with that. This is quite an obscure one. This was up for £14, and this is a NOKIA N-GAGE game. Now I don't have any N-GAGE games at all, so this is the first one in my collection. But it's a Tony Hawk game, which I really enjoy Tony Hawk games, and I just thought it's quite a quirky, unique title. He had quite a lot of these, so he must have had some overstock so many years back, but he was selling these for 14 each, and I was umming and ahhing over it, and he said he can do it for 10. I didn't offer 10, he just said I could have it for 10, so I was grateful for that. So that one cost me a tenner. Off the same guy, this was 25 and I offered 20. I didn't do any prior knowledge on this, but I've not seen it before, and I love steelbooks, so I had to have it. So this is the Assassin's Creed Valhalla American steelbook. It's got a really nice cover and the back there, and then you've got the game in the front with some DLC and whatnot. So very happy with that. That'll go straight into my collection. I'll have a look on eBay to see how much this goes for, but I'm almost certain that I won't be selling that one. So that's a really nice steelbook there. And then that was 20, so I spent 30. Now the next one, I don't know, good deal or bad deal. So I love Zelda. It's one of my favourite series. And Twilight Princess on the Wii was one of the is the second Zelda game that I played, so I really enjoyed Ocarina of Time on the N64, and then I got a Wii and I got Zelda on the Wii, Twilight Princess. So it was always have a soft spot for me, and I've always wanted a sealed copy. Now I have the Nintendo Select version, but not the basic version. So this is a red strip sealed version of Zelda Twilight Princess. So we had £50 on it. Which is a fairly good price. I looked it up on eBay, and one's listed sealed for 90. The black strip version goes for a lot less. So from what I can gather, the red strip is the first print, and the black strip is like the second or third print, whatever. So the red strip, I think, is the better one to go for. So this was listed for 50, and he said that he could do it for 30 because there's some damage to it. Now, unfortunately, there's a big chunk of the cellophane missing in the corner. There's a bit missing here. There's a bit missing in the corner. So it's probably like 94% sealed. and I was going to pass up on it, but my girlfriend talked me into buying it. She said she loves Zelda, you wanted a sealed copy, so she's like, why don't you get it? She's like, and if you're not going to get it, she's like, I'm going to buy it for you. So I still paid for it, but I think she's going to transfer me the money and give it me for my birthday, so I don't know what's going to happen with this yet, but it's still a nice condition copy. It's just a shame that it's got some dinks and things missing in it, but either way, happy to add it to the collection, and as I say, it's partially sealed, so that's fine. If it's in my collection anyway, it's not too bad, is it? It'll annoy me slightly, but not a big deal. So we've still got quite a few things to go through. So the next few, I'm just trying to get it from the same seller. So these next games were from another store. So I saw this originally, and I'm a big Little Big Planet fan. So obviously this is the promo disc, and I knew what it was straight away, and I said to the bloke, how much was it? And he only wanted £3 for it, which is a bargain. Like, some promo discs go for 20, 30, 40 pounds, so I'm very happy with the price on that. Now the case is broken, so that will need an upgrade at some point, but the inlay and the disc is absolutely fine. So for £3, very, very happy with that. So his prices seemed really fair, so I was very pleased to add that to the collection. So I saw what else he had, and I haven't opened this just yet, so let's do it now. But this one is Iron Man, a steelbook on the Xbox 360. Now, I've never seen this steelbook before. I didn't know this existed, so I'm very happy to see it. So it's got Iron Man's face on the front cover. The back's quite plain, and then inside, that's quite nice actually. It's nice and red with all the sort of Iron Man symbols and stuff he sees for his helmet. You've got the disc in there, and then it also comes with the manual. So that is actually a really nice condition copy. I don't know how much this goes for. I didn't look. I've never seen it before. Yeah, there's no barcode, so there is a slip cover missing. But even so, I collect steelbooks, so this is a really nice one to add to the steelbook collection. That was £10. Now, I think that the next item was 15, so 15, 10, 3, came to 28, and I offered him 25, and he took it. So this was 10 and this was 3, so the next item we can say was £12, and that is Pokemon Snap on the N64. Now obviously it doesn't come with the outer box, however there are perks to this because I really want a boxed N64 Pokemon Snap. It's one of my favourite games growing up as a kid. I already have the cartridge but not the box, so this comes with the manual. So I now have the cart and the manual, and I thought I could find a box online, maybe a boxed only copy, so I could sort of piece it together that way. Now the manual's got a little bit of damage at the bottom there, but nothing major. Quite a nice condition copy of the manual. I don't know if this is in German. I think it's UK. Underneath I think it's got some sort of German text there, but otherwise I think this is a UK copy, so that's fine. So we've got the manual and the thing. This was £12, but also it came with a box protector too. So I have, for £15 or for £12, I got the box protector, the Pokemon Snap game, and the manual, so very happy with that. And then on literally 2 stalls down, or the next stall in the corner, I found it, a boxed copy of Pokemon Snap. So I will be selling the cartridge, and I will be selling one of the manuals. I need to see which manual's better. Unfortunately, this doesn't have the, I don't think it's a poster, but there's like an advertising slip in there. I saw another vendor selling this with no manual, but it had the advertising slip. So I said to him, how much would you sell just the slip for? I was going to offer him like £3-4, and he wouldn't do it. So I get why, because obviously it takes away from the condition of the box and whatnot. But he had no manual anyway. If he had the manual and the slip, it would be complete. So I get it. But he didn't have the manual, so having the slip and not the manual would put people off anyway. But anyway, he wouldn't do it, which is a shame, so I will have to try and find the content online to make it complete. But if not, I'm not that arsed. I'm happy to have the manual in the box. I just really want the original box. I love the box art. This is one of my favourite games growing up. This had a £58 price tag on it. I offered 50, and I think we agreed on 54. I think was the total. Or was it 52? Oh, he said 54, I said 52. and we agreed 52 on it. So it's a little bit more than I wanted to pay. I remember seeing this a few years ago for like £30 or £40, and I should have pulled the trigger then. But then Pokemon games shot up in price, and yeah, I missed the boat. So I've had to pay up a little bit, but I still think £52 is a good price for this. So we've got a really nice condition of the box. It's not mint by any means, but it's really, really good condition. There's no obvious creases or damage, and it comes in a black box protector. The cartridge is really nice. This one is a little grubby, but this one's mint, so that one will be the one I keep. We've got the insert there, the cardboard insert, and the manual is not perfect, unfortunately, but it does come with some additional paperwork as well. Sadly not the advertising poster thing I was telling you about before, but it has the manual and it also has this, so it's going to be a way up between which manual I keep. But yeah, very happy to have a boxed copy in my collection. I've been looking for a boxed copy of Pokemon Snap for a while. The last gaming convention I went to, I tried to find one and couldn't find one anywhere, so I'm really happy to see that someone had one. So this will be going proudly on display somewhere in my game room. Now this wasn't my last pickup, but as I said at the start, there's no particular order. So the last few pickups from a different stall, my girlfriend is a big fan of Tomb Raider, and she actually pointed this out to me, and this is a double pack of Lara Croft Tomb Raider Legend and Anniversary on the PSP. I do like the PSP, and I do own a PSP, so it will go in my collection, but it's both games. Both are not to be sold separately, which is good because that means it's the correct copies, and they go in this nice slipcover. So this is a really good variant to have. Very nice double pack there. That was £12. The next game was £6 and the other one was £22. So I think I worked out this should have been £40 in total, and I paid £30. So I said to him how much for the 3, and he said £35. And I wasn't even necessarily going to haggle. I just sort of went for a minute. I looked at them and was trying to work out in my head how much they should have been, to see whether I was happy with £35. And before I even had a chance to think or say anything, he went, let's do 30. So very happy to get £40 worth of games for £30. So the first one was that double pack, which I just showed you, and then up next is another game which I don't have in my collection yet, and that is Soldier of Fortune Payback on the PS3. So on eBay this was selling for around £15. In CEX I believe this was £6 or £8, so happy to have that one. That comes with the manual and the disc, so that's all complete and really nice condition. And then the next one is also for the collection, which I don't have, and that is Saint Seiya, Saint Seiya. Another one of those anime games. I don't know, like a battle game. I don't really play these sorts of games, but I am going for a full PS3 set, so it is one off the list. This was £22. I believe it was going for a similar price in CEX, and on eBay it was going for around 30 to 35. So I was happy to add that to the collection, and to get those 3 games for £30 was a bargain. So I'm very happy with that. So then, those are all of my pickups. Thank you everyone that has got this far and watched. Hopefully you enjoyed the footage. Sorry that I didn't get too much. I don't have a GoPro. I don't have professional equipment. I just record this on my phone. I tried to make the best of the situation as I could in terms of equipment. So hopefully you enjoyed the footage and the little vlog video I did at the start. And if you got this far, thank you again for watching, and for watching me ramble for the best part of 30 minutes talking about all the games I picked up. Let me know in the comments below which is your favourite pickup. If there's anything that I overpaid on or underpaid on, or got a good deal, let me know what your favourite is. And if there's any games here that I've just spoke about, for example like these ones here that I've not played, and there's a few others that I've not played yet, if there's anything that you've seen that you enjoy, or you think I should check out, let me know in the comments below. And if you're new, please consider subscribing. I am a part-time eBay reseller and an avid video game collector, so if you're into video games or into reselling or eBay, then please consider subscribing. Please give the video a like and comment below, it all helps the channel out, and I'll see you on the next video.